Hey everyone, it's TB Shores again. It's still April the 27th. We left off here. We were discussing Kathmandu and what they're all about and how it's significant in God's message to us today as what is taking place. Okay, I want to point out again, it is about their temples are dedicated to different Hindus, gods, and goddesses. Okay, it is all about idol worship. It's about false gods. And there's more to this. And I've got to point all this out so you understand that with this, God has made a statement. Okay. Here I want to point out how that, wait a minute, let me see if I'm supposed to be on this other page. Give me a minute. Yes, let's go back over here. We want to look at some more things about Nepal. We're going to look at the Himalayas. Okay? We learned in 2 Chronicles that Ahaz had set up idol worship and false god worship in high places. Okay? God is speaking to us here. He is speaking loud about the time that we're in, the urgency of the day. Okay? The Himalayas, it says, let me see where I wanted to pick this up at. It is the highest mountain system in the world. Okay? And God is speaking to us about these high places and these idols and these false gods. There is no other place in the world that all of what was spoken of, that Hezekiah had to cleanse and restore because it had been defiled. Everything that is spoken of in 2 Chronicles as to what Hezekiah had to restore is in Nepal, is in this earthquake that we just saw. Nepal, as we've already saw, it is a place that is all about, let's see, what did it say? This mountain. This is the highest mountain system in the world. We're going to go back and look at this right here. Nepal is the world's only Hindu kingdom. Do you understand? Do you understand what God is showing us here? This is a kingdom that is dedicated to the worship of idols and the worship of false gods. It is also known for the highest mountain systems in the world. Okay? When we look at what happened in 2 Chronicles, go read it. In 2 Chronicles 28 verse 4, it says, he sacrificed also and burnt incense in the high places and on the hills and under every green tree in the shadows. Okay? This is talking about his idol worship. And it took place at high places and on the hills and under every green tree. So it was everywhere. Okay? Especially the high places and the hills. That's what God's showing us here with this Himalayas. With this having affected the Himalayas and it being the highest mountain system in the world, and how that Nepal represents the world's only, how was it put that? I want to see that again. Let this sink in, people. Let it sink in. It is the world's only Hindu kingdom. And us as members of the bride, we know what Hinduism is all about. It is about idol worship and it is about false gods. I hate to keep repeating myself, but that's what God has me to do, because Sometimes we're just not grasping it. Now that we know that it is all about Nepal representing idols and false gods, and we know it is the world's, let's see. Let me go back to that. Highest mountain system in the world, represents the high places. Do you understand that? It represents the high places. It represents the idols. Now let me show you something about a high place. We also find the highest peak in the world in this place where this quake has occurred, and that is Mount Everest. What God showed me about Mount Everest is that it is 29,000. Let me get that on there right. 29,029 feet above sea level. Well, it just so happens, and God smacked me in the face with this. When did Hezekiah come to reign? In chapter 29. Hezekiah began to reign in chapter 29. Okay, I wrote this down, and God smacked me in the face again. Mount Everest, 29,029. When I wrote this down, God showed me chapter 29, chapter 29, chapter 29 then, chapter 29 now. Are you understanding what God is telling us? It's just like he had me to say before. We are in the time of Hezekiah, chapter 29. Hezekiah began to reign in chapter 29. Mount Everest is also known. Let me show you this. Let me get down there. Right here. Right here. Mount Everest is also known as the Holy Mountain. Mount Everest is also known as the Holy Mother. Okay? What do we know the Holy Mother to be? We know it represents Mary as the Roman Catholic Church worships her as an idol. Okay? Do you people understand what God is telling us? It is so important and so urgent that you understand we are in the time of Hezekiah, bride. We are in the time of Hezekiah. This quake, every time I go to look up some information on this quake, the death toll is rising. It went from hundreds initially reported to about an hour ago, it was up to over 3,700. It just keeps growing. The death toll is, thank you, Lord, avalanching. Do you know what avalanche means? God had me to look that up too. He is speaking volumes with this. We know that when this quake hit, that it caused avalanches. Let me go back and look at that. Right here, let's see. Well, I thought I had that on a web page. Yes, I do. Right here. It says, right here, the huge earthquake kills hundreds. That's the initial report. But right here's what I want to point out. It triggered a deadly avalanche on Mount Everest. Avalanche. God said, look it up. So I looked it up. And the thing that he wanted me to point out is this right here. To come down overwhelmingly upon. Okay? The death toll is avalanching. It's coming overwhelmingly. And what is fixing to happen? He told me that this is the beginning of the shaking. The shaking has begun. That's how he put it to me. The shaking has begun. And it's only going to avalanche from here. That's what he's telling me. It's only going to avalanche from here to come down overwhelmingly. It's like the birth pangs and the travail. Okay? it is going to come down overwhelmingly. It's only going to increase. Right here, sudden and overwhelming. This is still in the definition of avalanche. God is sending us a big message here, bride, and what he is saying is this. We have understood correctly. It is the day, the time of Hezekiah. Okay? He told me Saturday night that, how was it? That he has given a warning to the children. I didn't know what it meant until he had me to look up this quake, and he started showing me all these things. How what was significant about this quake is that it devastated an area that is known for idol worship, that is known for worship of false gods. It is also known to represent the highest mountain system in the world, the high places. It is also known to represent this right here, 29:29. Hezekiah's reign is in 2 Chronicles chapter 29. Right here it is. Hezekiah began to reign, chapter 29. 29 then, chapter 29 then, Hezekiah's reign. Time of Hezekiah again, right here. Then and now. That's what God is telling me. That was then and this is now. 29:29, Mount Everest, the highest place in the world. Named after an idol, okay? I don't mean any disrespect to Mary, the mother of Christ. God chose her. She was a righteous and special person. Nobody can ever dispute that. But the Roman Catholic Church has made an idol out of her. And here this mountain is named after this idol. And it is the highest point in the world. So here we see the highest point in the world, carrying the name of an idol. The area that is affected represents idol and false god worship. God is speaking loudly here. We were in the middle of this, me showing you what God had opened up to us about the time of Hezekiah and how it is important to the bride who are his priest. We are his priest. We are being, how would you say, we are going through sanctification. We're getting ready to fulfill the priesthood, okay? And God was showing us that in the time of Hezekiah because Ahaz had created such idol worship with Balaam, molten images. Kathmandu is the hub for molten images, okay? God is speaking volumes with this earthquake. He wanted me to speak this forth so you understand. This is him proclaiming that we're in the day of Hezekiah. We are in the day of Hezekiah. The time is short. The day is near. His priesthood is fixing to come forth, and that is the bride. And the urgency of the day is about obedience to God so that we may fulfill what he has set forth for us to do. I'm going to stop this here. I hope this has made clear what God has said with this earthquake. He has shaken the high places. He has shaken the home of false idols. He has shaken the home of the false gods. Okay? And the shaking has begun. And what better place to start? God's making a big statement here. May we all understand what it is and what our role is to be and be seeking his will so that we can come forth as his priest and do the job that he has for us to do. I love you. Bye-bye.